Why do we care so much about what others think? Why do small words hurt us so deeply, and why do we live in fear of being judged? Don Miguel Ruiz says it's because since childhood, we've made wrong agreements with ourselves and the world around us. We've agreed to believe lies like, I'm not good enough. People will laugh if I fail, or to be loved, I must be perfect. These invisible agreements control our emotions, our confidence, and even our happiness. But here's the truth. We can change them. We can break the old, painful agreements and replace them with new ones that bring peace, confidence, and freedom. That's what the Four Agreements teaches us. Four simple but powerful rules that can completely change how we think, how we feel, and how we live. This book is not about religion, not about success tips. It's about freedom. Freedom from fear, from overthinking, from guilt, and from the constant noise of judgment. Don Miguel Ruiz shows that real freedom doesn't come from money or fame, it comes from mastering our own mind. Once you understand and live by these four agreements, you stop being controlled by others' opinions, and you start living the life you truly want. So let's explore these four timeless lessons that can help us live peacefully, confidently, and happily, no matter what the world says. Chapter 1. The Ancient Wisdom of the Toltecs. Before Don Miguel Ruiz became a modern teacher of wisdom, he was a student of ancient Toltec philosophy, a system of spiritual knowledge from Mexico thousands of years old. The Toltecs believed that most people are not truly awake. They live inside a dream. This dream is not what we see when we sleep, but the world of beliefs, fears, and judgments created by society and our own mind. From childhood, we are taught what is right and wrong, what makes us good or bad. Slowly, we start to believe everything others tell us, even if it's not true. We agree with the voice that says, I'm not beautiful, I'm not smart, I can't do this. These are the invisible agreements that shape our lives and steal our happiness. The Toltecs taught that to find true freedom, we must wake up from this dream. We must break the false agreements and make new ones based on truth, love, and awareness. Don Miguel Ruiz brings this ancient wisdom into today's world, showing that the key to peace and power is already inside us. We just need to change how we think and what we believe. This is where the four agreements begin. Four simple principles that help us break free from the mental prison created by fear, judgment, and doubt. Chapter 2. What are agreements? Agreements are like invisible rules we accept in our minds, many of them without even realizing it. From the time we are children, we make small promises to ourselves based on what others tell us. When someone says, "You're not good enough," and we believe it, we have made an agreement. When society tells us, "You must always please others to be loved," and we accept it, that too becomes an agreement. These agreements quietly control our emotions, our confidence, and even our relationships. For example, if you've agreed that I'm unlucky, you start to see everything through that belief. Every failure looks like proof, and every success feels temporary. If you've agreed that people can't be trusted, you'll always stay guarded and disconnected. The truth is, these agreements are not facts. They are mental stories we keep repeating, and they decide how we live. Don Miguel Ruiz says that our mind is like a book of law, filled with thousands of these agreements, most of them limiting, painful, and false. But the good news is, we can rewrite them. By becoming aware of our old agreements, we can choose new ones that give us freedom, peace, and strength. And that's exactly what the four agreements teach us to do. Each new agreement replaces fear with clarity and guilt with self-love. Chapter 3. The First Agreement. The first agreement is simple but life-changing. Be impeccable with your word. Impeccable means pure, without sin, and in this context, it means using your words in a clean, positive, and truthful way. Every word we speak has power. Words can heal or destroy, inspire or wound. When we lie, gossip, or insult, whether to others or to ourselves, we spread negativity that eventually comes back to us. Most of us don't realize how often we use words carelessly, calling ourselves stupid, saying I can't, or speaking badly about others. Each time we do this, we give power to negativity. Don Miguel Ruiz reminds us that being impeccable with our word starts from within. It means speaking with honesty, kindness, and integrity. It means refusing to use words to hurt or poison, even in jokes or anger. When we speak truth with love, our words become medicine, not weapons. This agreement also means watching how we talk to ourselves. If you constantly repeat, "I'm not good enough," your mind starts to believe it. But when you start saying, "I can do this," or "I deserve peace," your words plant the seeds of confidence and calm. Being impeccable with your word is not about perfection, it's about awareness. When you choose your words wisely, you create a positive energy around you and inside you. You start to live with peace, respect, and power, and that changes everything.
Chapter 4. The Hidden Meaning Behind Words. Don Miguel Ruiz beautifully explains that our words are like magic spells. They have the power to create or destroy, to bring light or darkness. Every word we speak is like a seed we plant in the minds of others and in our own heart. The kind of seed we plant decides what will grow: peace or pain, love or fear. When we use our words to gossip, criticize, or insult, we are spreading what Ruiz calls black magic. This kind of speech poisons minds. It creates doubt, anger, and hate. One small negative comment can break someone's confidence or damage a relationship forever. We don't even realize how much harm a careless word can do, especially in a world where people already carry so much pain. But when we speak truthfully, kindly, and with love, we create white magic. Our words then become a force of healing. A simple "I believe in you" can lift someone's spirit. A gentle apology can end years of hurt. Speaking with honesty and respect doesn't just change others, it changes us. Ruiz reminds us that words are energy. Once spoken, they cannot be taken back. So before we speak, we must ask, is this coming from love or from fear? If it comes from love, it will build. If it comes from fear, it will destroy. Every day, through our words, we are creating the world around us. So choose your magic wisely. Plant seeds of truth, kindness, and positivity. Because what you speak today becomes the life you live tomorrow.
Chapter 5. The Second Agreement. Don't take anything personally. The second agreement is one of the most powerful lessons in the book. Don't take anything personally. At first, it sounds simple, but when you really understand it, it can change your whole life. Most of the time, we feel hurt, angry, or anxious because of what others say or do. Someone criticizes us, and we take it personally. Someone ignores us, and we think it's our fault. But Don Miguel Ruiz says, people's actions and words are not about you. They come from their own world, their own pain, fears, and beliefs. When someone insults you, they are only showing what's inside them, not who you truly are. Imagine someone calls you useless. If you take it personally, you start doubting yourself. But if you remember this agreement, you realize that's their opinion, shaped by their own experience. You don't have to accept it as truth. When you stop absorbing others' negativity, You become emotionally free. The same goes for praise. If you depend on others' approval to feel good, you will always be controlled by them. True confidence comes from within, not from likes, compliments, or validation. Ruiz explains that when you don't take things personally, your mind becomes peaceful. You no longer waste energy defending yourself or proving your worth. You understand that everyone is living their own story, and you don't have to be a character in their drama. This agreement gives you calm in the middle of chaos. You stop reacting out of emotion and start responding with understanding. Nothing outside can shake you, because you know who you are inside.
Chapter 6. Freedom from Opinions. Don Miguel Ruiz says that every person lives inside their own dream, their private world of beliefs, experiences, and emotions. That means when someone speaks, judges, or reacts, they're doing it from their dream, not yours. What they say is a reflection of how they see the world, not who you really are. When someone insults you or treats you badly, it's easy to feel angry or broken. But Ruiz explains that their behavior is not truly about you. It's about them. A rude person might be full of insecurity. A jealous person might be carrying pain. When they project their negativity onto you, they are trying to release their own suffering. The moment you understand this, you become emotionally free. You stop taking other people's opinions as truth. Whether someone praises you or criticizes you, you stay calm because your self-worth no longer depends on outside voices. You know who you are, and that's enough. This kind of freedom is rare. It gives you strength and peace in every situation. Instead of reacting with anger, you respond with understanding. You begin to see that hurt people often hurt others. So instead of carrying their pain, you silently choose compassion. When you stop living for others' approval or fearing their judgment, you become truly confident. You walk through life with quiet power, free from opinions, free from drama, and free from unnecessary suffering.
Chapter 7. The Third Agreement. The third agreement is another eye-opener. Don't make assumptions. Ruiz says that most of our pain, anger, and confusion in life come from one simple habit: assuming things without knowing the truth. We assume people understand what we want, but we never clearly say it. We assume someone is angry with us, but we never ask why. We assume others think the same way we do, and when they don't, we feel hurt or betrayed. Don Miguel Ruiz explains that assumptions are like tiny lies we tell ourselves, and then we suffer because of them. They create misunderstanding in families, relationships, and friendships. A small assumption can grow into a big fight simply because no one took the time to ask or explain. The cure for this problem is clarity. Instead of guessing what someone feels, ask directly. Instead of expecting others to read your mind, speak clearly and honestly. Good communication is not just about talking, it's about listening and making sure both sides truly understand each other. When you stop making assumptions, your relationships become peaceful. You no longer waste time creating stories in your head. You start to see people and situations as they really are, not as your mind imagines them to be. Ruiz says, find the courage to ask questions and express what you really want. It sounds simple, but it's powerful because clarity removes confusion and truth removes trauma. When you live by this agreement, you gain respect, honesty, and calmness in both your words and your heart. Chapter 8. The Power of Clarity. Clarity is one of the most peaceful gifts we can give ourselves and others. Don Miguel Ruiz reminds us that most of our emotional pain doesn't come from reality, it comes from confusion. When we assume things, we fill the gaps in our understanding with fear, doubt, or imagination. But when we seek clarity, all those shadows disappear. When you stop guessing and start asking, your relationships begin to heal. You no longer build stories in your mind like, "They don't care about me," or "They must be angry." Instead, you simply talk, understand, and find the truth. That honesty brings relief. It replaces stress with peace and misunderstanding with love. Clarity strengthens every part of life, in love, friendship, family, and work. It helps you trust people again because everything becomes open and simple. You stop wasting time overthinking and you start focusing on what's real. Ruiz says that clarity is not about arguing or proving you're right, it's about understanding others and letting them understand you. When your words are honest and your intentions are pure, life becomes smooth. The power of clarity lies in truth. When you live with truth, no assumptions, no lies, you live with freedom. You sleep better, love better, and work better because your heart and mind are at peace.
Chapter 9. The Fourth Agreement. Always do your best. The fourth agreement ties all the others together. Always do your best. Don Miguel Ruiz says that you don't have to be perfect, you just have to give your honest effort every single day. Your best is not the same every day. Some days you feel full of energy and confidence, and other days you feel weak or tired. That's okay. Your best simply means doing what you can with the heart and strength you have in that moment. When you live this way, guilt and regret start to disappear. You no longer waste energy thinking, "I should have done better," or "I failed." You know that you tried your best with what you had, and that's enough. It brings peace of mind because doing your best is about sincerity, not perfection. Ruiz explains that when you truly do your best, you break the old habits of self-criticism and doubt. You stop comparing yourself to others and start focusing on your own growth. You also stop postponing things because doing your best naturally pushes you into action. It keeps you moving, learning, and improving without pressure or fear. This agreement also protects you from laziness and excuses. You begin to live with discipline, but not harshness. You work hard, love deeply, rest when needed, and keep growing. When you give your best, whether it's in your work, relationships, or self-care, you start living with self-respect. You no longer need approval from the outside, because inside you know you gave your full effort. That inner honesty becomes your peace. As Ruiz says, when you always do your best, you live fully. You don't suffer from the past or fear the future. You live right now. Chapter 10. The Circle of the Four Agreements. All four agreements are connected, like a circle that keeps your mind peaceful and your heart strong. Each one supports the other. It begins with the first agreement: be impeccable with your word. When you speak with honesty and kindness, your words create positive energy. You stop spreading negativity and start building trust, both with yourself and with others. Then comes the second agreement: don't take anything personally. When you learn that what others say or do is about them, not you, you stop getting hurt by opinions or criticism. Your peace no longer depends on people's moods or judgments. Next comes the third agreement: don't make assumptions. Instead of guessing, you ask questions and speak clearly. This removes misunderstandings and drama from your life. Relationships become smoother because you communicate with truth, not imagination. Finally, the fourth agreement: always do your best, ties everything together. When you do your best, even if you make mistakes, you feel no guilt or regret. You know you gave your full effort. That's true success. These 4 agreements form a complete circle of balance and freedom. Speak truth, don't take offense, don't assume, do your best. When you live by these, you protect your energy, your peace, and your self-worth. You stop reacting and start choosing how to live. Slowly, you break the old agreements of fear, guilt, and judgment, and create new ones of love, confidence, and freedom. This circle becomes your guide, showing that happiness is not something you chase, it's something you create, one agreement at a time. Chapter 11. Breaking Old Agreements. Don Miguel Ruiz reminds us that change is not instant. It's a slow, steady process. From childhood, we've made thousands of invisible agreements with ourselves and the world around us. These are the beliefs we accepted without question, like, I'm not good enough, people always hurt me, life is unfair, or I can't change. These old agreements sit deep inside our mind, shaping how we think, feel, and react every day. They create fear, guilt, and self-doubt, and we don't even realize it. Ruiz says the first step to freedom is awareness. You must see these old agreements clearly before you can break them. And how do you break them? By practicing the new 4 agreements, one moment, one day at a time. Every time you speak kindly instead of judging, you break an old habit of negativity. Every time you refuse to take things personally, you cut the power of other people's words. Every time you ask instead of assuming, you free yourself from unnecessary pain. And every time you do your best, you silence guilt and regret. Each small choice creates a crack in the wall of old beliefs. Slowly, that wall begins to fall apart, and behind it, you discover who you truly are, confident, peaceful, and free. Ruiz says your freedom comes when you stop believing the lies you once agreed to. So don't rush, just stay aware. Every new agreement you live by is a victory over the past. Chapter 12. Living a New Dream. When you begin to live by the 4 agreements, something magical happens. Life starts to feel lighter, calmer, and more peaceful. You no longer carry the heavy burden of other people's opinions or your own self-judgment. Instead of reacting to every situation with anger or fear, you begin to respond with awareness and understanding. Don Miguel Ruiz calls this transformation living a new dream. The old dream was built on fear of rejection, failure, or not being good enough. But the new dream is built on truth, love, and inner freedom. You stop trying to control life and people. You start flowing with it. You forgive more easily, not because others always deserve it, but because you deserve peace. You stop overthinking what people meant or how they see you. You begin to live with self-respect, and that calm energy attracts more kindness around you. Living this new dream doesn't mean life becomes perfect. It means you become stronger, wiser, and more peaceful no matter what happens. You see the world with new eyes, less judgment, more love. Ruiz says, heaven is not a place you go after death. It's a state of mind you create while alive. And that's the heart of the 4 agreements. They don't just change how you think, they change how you live, so every day feels more peaceful, free, and true. Don Miguel Ruiz's message is simple, but it has the power to change your entire life. He reminds us that the real battle is not with the world, not with people, not even with situations. The real battle is with our own beliefs and thoughts. We keep searching for peace outside, in success, relationships, money, or approval. But the truth is, peace doesn't come from outside at all. It begins inside when we change the way we think and the way we talk to ourselves. Ruiz says that every person lives in their own dream, built from the agreements they have accepted. If you agree with fear, you live in fear. If you agree with love, you live in peace.
The moment you choose new agreements, to speak kindly, to not take things personally, to stop assuming, and to always do your best, your reality transforms. You stop fighting life and start flowing with it. Your mind, once your biggest enemy, becomes your best friend. That's where real freedom begins. So remember, peace is not something you find. It's something you build inside yourself. And when your mind becomes peaceful, the whole world around you slowly follows.